Thoughts and actions. Which one matters most? A topic, a conversation, a debate we've all had with our friends, our families, our siblings. Some of us may think, oh, it's the thought that counts. Others, it's the action that counts. Truth is, they both matter. Thought is incredible. The human mind's ability to just wander the universe, all corners of the world, come up with ideas, pictures, imagination out of nothing, and translate it into reality, is fascinating. Even more fascinating is the fact that each and every single one of us in this hall, on this planet, has a unique form of thought, a unique thought process. Now, thinking is different for all of us. The way we think, something that is in common is that we all have limits. Have you ever faced a problem? You start thinking, you get nowhere, and someone would come along and say, you know what, maybe we need to start thinking outside the box. And you go ahead and start thinking from a different perspective, a different angle. And you actually get somewhere. You just step back, think, and like, oh my God, I got somewhere. This is amazing. I've unlocked new limits to my brain. But that is a great tool to use, to utilize, to boost your brain's capability. Avoid your limits. But what if you were like that all the time? What if I tell you that it is possible to avoid your limits all the time? Get rid of this box that you set for yourselves. You see, the only limits we have are the ones we set for ourselves. No one can limit you from doing anything. And if you get rid of those limits, the limit of thought, the only limits you will have is existence itself. But you may say, but you still have limits, but if it doesn't exist, does it really matter? Now, perspective, the human perception. This is something else that is unique to all of us. Everyone has a different perspective. I could give you a topic such as this one, and he may think that the action counts. She may think that the thought counts more. And someone else may think, oh, they both matter. This is what's special about perspective. It's unique to all of us, just like thought, but it's also part of thought. Now, the thing is, though I say it's unique to all of us, not everyone has his own perspective. A lot of times you'll find that your perspective is set upon someone else's foundation, be it your parent or a sibling, someone you grew up with. They influenced you. They may hate something or think something is bad, and you would too, just because they do. Ask yourself, have you experienced it for yourself? Have you done your research? Have you gone through it? What makes you hate it? Why do you have this point of view on this subject? Go ahead and try it out for yourself, experience it, do your research, and then lay your foundations, set your perspective upon that. Because your perspective matters. You should see things through your own eyes. Now, your perspective is important, but what also matters is other people's perspectives. See, thought, there's a nature of thought. Some thoughts are positive, some thoughts are negative. Some thoughts are positive with a negative side. Others are negative with a positive side. We can never tell. It depends on our perspective. A thought could be positive from my perspective, yet negative on other people's. Now we act on our thoughts. This is why it's important to assess the nature of our thought before acting upon it and looking through other people's eyes. See, conflict is all around us. And the reason for this is many of us have their own perspective upon something. Take this topic, for instance. Let's say you think it's that the thought counts, and you think it's the action that counts. And you could go on arguing about it all day, and you'll never reach a conclusion or agreement. Now, how you will reach an agreement or a conclusion if one of you sees the other person's perspective, sees through his eyes, understands it, and then through that, either she or he will alter your perspective, or you could alter theirs because you see where they're coming from, or you could both reach an agreement on something in between. Now, you know how to think, but thinking is insufficient. See, a thought does not exist unless it is acted upon. Now, if you don't act upon a thought, it's just in your mind. Take this, for example. We've all set goals. You've set goals. You want to be healthier. You want to lose weight. You want to get better grades this year. You want to read 10 books this summer, or you want to become a better photographer, a better artist. Are you working towards those goals? Are you spending time, effort into reaching them, reaching those goals, images, visions that you have, bringing them into reality? Or are you wasting your time away watching cat videos on the internet? Because if that's so, you're wasting your time. And you're filling yourself with false hope that will get you nowhere, hoping that these will come into reality without you actually doing anything about them. And that is wrong. Go ahead and act. A thought, as I said, is only in your mind. She or he may be thinking something. Do you know what they're thinking? It's not real. It's in their head. From your perspective, it's not there. But from theirs, it is. How will they make it real for you as well is if they only act upon it. Now, our topic is thought or perspective. Thought or action. Well, the thought does not exist if it is not acted upon. But does that make the action more important? No. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a fine line between bravery and stupidity. Stupidity in this case is action without thought. If you don't think, your actions can affect someone else negatively. You don't know that. This is where perspective matters as well. You should see through their perspective, think about what you're going to do, and then act upon that. I'll give you a metaphor. We're all like warriors. We're going into battle. Now, our shield and the sword, our weapons, our equipment, the shield is your thought, and the sword is action. Go into battle without your shield, without your armor. Are you going to be able to do anything? You're going to get injured. You'll end up dead. Worst case scenario, someone sacrifices themselves for you. That is bad. That's impacting people in a negative way because of your actions, since you didn't think. Now go ahead, go into battle with just your thought, your shield. You won't have an impact. All you'll be able to do is defend. However, if you go in with both your action and your thought, you will be able to cause a change in the tide of this battle, in the tide of war. See, thoughts and actions, they work hand in hand as a team. Together, use them as your tools. Cause a change. Lay your human touch upon your life, upon other people's lives, upon the world. You see, have you ever received a compliment and you're just happy for the rest of the day because of that compliment? Now imagine the person who complimented you kept that thought to themselves. I don't think it will have an impact on anyone, on you, on your day, on the rest of the week. Will it? I don't think so. If you're able to think of something, go ahead and act upon it. Lay your human touch. Cause a change for today, tomorrow, and the future. Thank you.